Think of our time together today as your ultra-premium executive briefing. We are diving into an incredibly insightful guide from the Institutional Property Operations Network. We're going to look at exactly how elite stewards are transforming the chaotic day-to-day management of high-value real estate into complete, rational certainty through data-centric predictive governance.
So I want you to ask yourself a critical question right out of the gate. Are you actively protecting your elite assets' margins, or are you honestly just waiting for physical reality to interrupt your cash flow? We actually call this the squirrel paradox. You know, your software might be totally flawless, your API calls might be perfect, but you literally cannot API call a squirrel stuffing walnuts into your HVAC vent, right? Physical reality always wins. Our goal here isn't just to stop a booking, it's to implement these incredible entropy prevention systems that protect your asset while it relentlessly generates income for you.
Okay, here is our structural roadmap for today. First, the reality of regional entropy. Second, automated freeze protection loops. Third, coastal moisture and desiccation. Then, eliminating unexpected mechanical capex. And finally, protecting net operating income.
All right, let's jump straight into part one, the reality of regional entropy.
Now, our definition of physical entropy is absolutely crucial to understand. This isn't just your standard wear and tear. We're talking about the gradual, localized degradation of your premium assets' infrastructure because of highly specific microclimates. And here's the absolute truth. Physical entropy is not just a possibility, it is a mathematical inevitability. So we have to engineer around it using hardware-driven predictive scripts, rather than just sitting around waiting in fear for something to break.
We really need a complete paradigm shift here. The old, reactive way of management, that's waiting for an angry midnight phone call from a guest before you even initiate a repair, no thank you. The preferred standard, predictive governance, uses IoT sensors to systematically address that degradation way before it ever turns catastrophic. It is a completely invisible, highly supportive layer of asset governance.
Moving on to Section 2, automated freeze protection loops.
So, if you manage premium mountain cabins, your absolute biggest hyper-localized threat is deep freeze pipe bursts, right? Well, we build a physical moat against this by running automated freeze protection loops. Here's how it works. External outdoor temperature sensors wire directly to your internal water loop valves. When the temperature contracts past a dangerous threshold, the system doesn't just send you a warning text and make it your problem. No way. It automatically kicks on minor thermal loops to keep those infrastructure lines perfectly safe. It is running 24/7 without a single ounce of human intervention required. That is exactly how you govern a mountain microclimate.
Okay, part 3, coastal moisture and desiccation.
Now, what if your asset is a stunning coastal villa? The threat totally shifts over to marine salinity and severe moisture intrusion. Picture this. A guest arrives at your gorgeous 1920s coastal bungalow. The app says the door is unlocked, the Wi-Fi is blazing, the smart lock battery is at 90%. But because of the heavy humidity rolling off the coast, the wooden door frame has swelled by exactly 0.4 millimeters. Just 0.4 millimeters, and that tiny shift is literally enough to physically jam the smart deadbolt. Digitally, everything is flawless. Physically, physical entropy has locked your VIP guest out in the rain.
So how do we proactively govern this coastal desiccation? We deploy smart moisture humidity monitoring panels right inside the crawl spaces and those luxury architectural stone wall gaps. They're constantly watching for salt air threshold breaches, and when a parameter is breached, the predictive hardware automatically pings the fractional remote team to do specialized local maintenance rinses. We are actively washing the salt off the asset before it can oxidize the premium finishes. You're governing the entropy instead of letting it govern you.
Next up, Section 4, eliminating unexpected mechanical capex.
The absolute secret here is tracking the trajectory of your equipment over time, not just checking if it's currently in spec. We do this by throwing thermal and vibration sensors right onto your critical components. Imagine a sensor on your main HVAC blower bearing. It notices the temperature creeping up by just a half degree a week over a 2-month period. The system catches this tiny anomaly during the degradation phase, way before the bearing actually seizes and destroys the entire incredibly expensive motor.
And this approach yields a massive operational victory. Because our system flagged that half-degree creep, it automatically generated a work order. Your vetted NDA-bound vendor team pops in and swaps out a $50 part during a random Tuesday vacancy window. You just completely bypassed a catastrophic weekend breakdown that would have ruined a $10,000 holiday booking and spawned a furious guest review. We've taken an emergency and turned it into a completely invisible, scheduled task.
We see the visual proof of this strategy when we look at life cycle cost analysis, or LCCA. A pre-LCCA asset obviously carries higher operational risks, right? So buyers demand a higher capitalization rate, let's say 7%. But through the optimization processes we've been talking about, we dramatically de-risk the asset. Lowering those operating expenses and stabilizing the physical infrastructure actually compresses that cap rate down to 6%.
Which brings us to Section 5, protecting net operating income.
You know, investors often find themselves in this really dangerous financial pressure cooker. Rent growth tends to slow down or flatten over time, while your reactive operating expenses just steadily climb. That expanding space right in the middle, that's the NOI compression gap, and it is silently eating your profitability alive. Our tech-driven, predictive strategy systematically solves this by forcing those operating expenses back down. By engineering these preventative environmental moats, we preserve your portfolio's underlying underwriting margins simply by preventing large-scale structural replacements. But it gets even better. When you prove to underwriters that your assets use modern predictive data systems and high-durability materials, you can officially secure climate-resilient status. In markets like Florida and Texas, our sources show this can actually attenuate your insurance premiums by a massive 15%. Every single dollar you economize here generates what we like to call synthetic equity.
$16.60. That is exactly why this whole thing matters. When you mathematically compress that cap rate to 6% using predictive governance, every single dollar of added net operating income you create generates roughly $16.60 of market value at disposition. The precision of this data doesn't just save you from a random repair bill. It structurally amplifies the ultimate exit value of your entire real estate portfolio.
And our final section, the ultimate luxury.
I absolutely love this quote from our sources. It says, "The ultimate luxury isn't the infinity pool or the marble countertops. True luxury is the absolute invisibility of the people keeping it perfect, and the owner not thinking about it at all." That is the rational certainty these predictive hardware scripts give you. Your asset is perfectly protected, your guests experience zero friction, and your personal time is entirely your own again.
So, I want to leave you with this final thought to really chew on. Are you basically doing glorified babysitting for a property? Or are you ready to upgrade your operational architecture and truly govern your property as a high-performance asset? The tools are literally right there. The data is waiting. It is time to build your environmental moat. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I really hope this empowers you to step back, optimize, and grow your portfolio with absolute certainty.